Lucky 33.
What is 33?
I don't. It's today's episode.
Number 33. I thought that was your
Isn't
lucky
it a
number
lucky?
or something.
Oh no, my lucky number is 5
Oh, interesting.
or 00. What is yours?
Mine's 12, which is my birthday.
Okay.
So I see
September 12th?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I see 9/12 on the clock all the time. I don't know what it means. I should probably look it up.
Oh,
Because I think there's probably some symbolism
Yeah.
of your number on the clock.
You know, I set my alarm for 5:13 in the morning every day because that's my
That's
birthday.
your birthday,
Yeah.
right? 5/13.
So I also see 5:13 every day.
Ah, twice actually,
Twice,
right?
Yeah.
Happens twice every day.
That is true.
So today we're talking about how to be lucky. That's hence the lucky number.
Yeah.
Conversation starter. And we're going to talk about kind of our own philosophies around luck, because there's a lot of people that will be like, oh, you're so lucky. And I have a different perception of luck because I think we tend to make our own luck.
Yep.
I think the people that buy a lottery ticket and win, you know, whether or not they're lucky, it's like, I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
And we'll tell that story here in a little bit. But I think that, I have this philosophy that I want to share with you.
Yeah.
And someone taught me this a long time ago, that when you pass money that's on the ground and you don't pick it up, that you're literally deflecting money in your life. So what I do, whether it's a penny or a dime or a dollar, I will pick up that penny and I rub it in my hands and I go, I am a money magnet. So lucky.
So lucky.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm constantly like sending out this message into the universe that I am a lucky person. I'm constantly creating luck and money is attracted to me.
Yep.
Right? So I want you to try this at home. You find a penny or something on the ground. Pick it up wherever you find it, except in the men's restroom. I tend to not pick those up.
That's where I get all my coins.
So unlucky. Here, Nick, you pick that one up. So anywhere you find a penny or a nickel or a quarter, whatever it is, I want you to pick it up, rub it in your hands, and say, I am a money magnet. So lucky. Yes.
That's awesome.
Cool.
What's the largest denomination you've ever found?
The largest denomination, so my wife and I were running in Colorado, and we were on this trail, and something caught our eye on the side of the trail. And it was kind of a snowy day, so we're running on the snowpack. There was a $20 bill
Nice.
on the side of the road, so we picked it up. So lucky!
That's awesome.
There is a hilarious bit by Gary Goldman, the comedian, if you've ever seen him. And he talks about finding a $20 bill in his pants pocket and how like unbelievably excited he was.
Yeah.
And he goes, it literally changed my plans that day.
That's funny.
And then he talks about Bill Gates. And do you know, like, as a comparison of net worth to the average, I think he's like a 35-year-old man.
Yep.
So he's like $20 to the net worth of an average 35-year-old man. Do you know how much that would be for Bill Gates to have found in his pants pocket?
A percentage what? Or
Yeah.
No.
So like,
I can't even imagine.
what he's worth,
Yeah.
compared to what Gary Goldman is worth, and what $20 to Gary Goldman would be to like X is to Bill Gates.
What is it?
$130 million. And he goes, you'd have to.
Dang.
He goes, you couldn't even carry, because according to Ask.com, $130 million weighs like 650 pounds on a pallet. Right? So anyway,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. So we were talking about luck, right?
Yeah, yes, let's circle back.
I hope that I find $130 million somewhere.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, maybe in my car. We'll see.
It might be there.
Yeah. But the first quote that comes to mind when the conversation around being lucky, and I work with Olympic athletes, celebrities, and entrepreneurs who have multi-million dollars in net worth and will even earn that much on an annual basis. And for me, it's very easy for me to fall in the conversation like, wow, they're so lucky. Like, how did they get there, right? But in digging deeper and actually working with them, finding out their stories and all that stuff, like there was a lot of work that went into them living the life that on the external can seem as like lucky, right?
Yeah.
And so the quote that always comes up for me is really when luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And you touched on it earlier where preparation is stuff that we all have control over. And even opportunity, because we can really create our own luck and we can create our own opportunities, right? I know that you're going on a trip. Do you want to talk about how you created that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so several years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I guess, I had this vision of wanting to spend an extended period of time with my family in Europe. And I didn't want to go travel Europe necessarily. I wanted to go to one place, and I wanted to spend a significant amount of time in one place.
Yep.
Or almost like becoming part of the local culture and slowing down long enough to see what there is to be seen there. With non-tourist eyes, but with locals' eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were asking me the question about, well, how would you even accomplish this? And, this has got to be years away. You're talking about when you retire and all this stuff. And I said, no, I'm talking about, like, in the next couple of years, I want to spend a month in Sorrento, Italy, with a villa on the Amalfi Coast,
Wow.
living like a local Italian. And so we booked the trip for June, and we'll go for actually a month. Now, I will say that I had to capitulate a little bit to my daughter, who said, I really want to see Paris, Dad. So we are going to Paris. But
So lucky.
yeah. But what happened, and this is the amazing part, so we're going for 30 days. The flight over for all 5 of us, flight over and back, cost $1,500.
$1,500. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm shaking my head right now.
Yes.
That is ridiculous.
And people will say, oh my gosh, you are
So
lucky. So lucky. But what they don't know is that we have engineered all of our credit card spending. Every trip I've taken has been, intentionally placed on certain credit cards so that the miles convert. The spending that I do through my business goes to a card which has points. Those points tallied onto hotel stays and all that stuff. So when folks appear to be lucky on the surface, in all reality, what's happened is they've probably been very, very diligent and intentional about what they're doing in order to get there.
Yeah.
And I think that, for me, this idea of being lucky is kind of a misnomer. It's a non-starter, because I think I create my own luck perpetually.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think I should get it tattooed on my body, don't you?
Perpetually lucky, or what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking what I'll do is like the infinity loop
Infinity loop.
with a shamrock or a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, nice.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
Probably on my lower back area.
That's where I'm gonna get my tattoo.
Nice.
But that's
Twinsies.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously the takeaway is to think about what tattoo would you get, to signify luck. No, I'm just kidding. But for me, as I'm looking at it, we talked about me getting a tattoo.
Yes.
We should definitely get a tattoo together. But
Yes.
At the same time.
Yep.
I think that'd be cool. I think people would love to watch. Would you love to watch?
Yeah, we'll make that a special episode of the show.
But I love it how there's a would you say
infinity loop.
create, but infinitely
I'm perpetually
create-
lucky.
Yeah,
I perpetually create my own luck.
Yeah, and I really would say, Adam, that you are perpetually lucky because you do create it. It's not like oh my gosh, this is something that you were born with.
Yeah.
No, it's you perpetually put in the work and
Right.
you perpetually create opportunities to be lucky.
Yeah.
Which then has you be perpetually lucky.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked about yesterday Think and Grow Rich. And one of the ways, if people are out there listening going, yeah, well, how do you create your own luck? Nick mentioned it's preparation meets opportunity. But I think it's also something else. In Think and Grow Rich, I still have the book in front of me. Look, it's right here. In
Still
Think and
smells like
Grow Rich,
success.
he was talking about having definiteness of purpose, but also what you think about, you bring about. And I go back to when we were crowdfunding the documentary, Broke, Busted, and Disgusted. And people would ask me, well, what are you going to do if you don't hit your funding goal? Excuse me. And I was always kind of taken aback by the question, because it was never, ever a thought that entered my mind that we wouldn't hit our funding goal. Same thing with doing a TED Talk, and I'm sure you're the same way. It's like when you decide, I'm going to go do this, the actual decision of doing it brings it into being. So some of you that are saying, well, I'd like to run a half marathon. When you decide to run a half marathon, you'll go do it. No one's going to say, wow, you're so lucky you ran a half marathon.
Yeah.
You actually put forth the preparation and activity to get there, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I
That's
digress.
perfect. It feeds perfect into our challenge to you. So as an explorer, as a listener, as a watcher, the challenge is to really set an intention for something lucky to happen in your life today, and to also witness it. So it's really being able to create and manifest what it is that you intend on. And then also, it would also be cool to have people say, once you have it happen, to be like, oh, you're so lucky. And be like, no, it's not luck. I literally set the intention.
I imagined it. Yeah. Yeah, so whether this is a green light or all green lights on your way to your next appointment, I find I do that, and I'm always pleasantly surprised when I intend for green lights and then hit them all. Small secret here. Did you know that if you drive through downtown Des Moines and you are 2 notches below the speed limit, so if the speed limit is 30 and you're driving 28 through downtown, if you hit the first one, you'll hit them all green. Like they're all programmed to be green if you're running the speed limit through downtown.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can create that lucky experience, right?
Interesting.
Food for thought.
Interesting.
What else could you look for?
Green lights. I do parking spots. I'll literally say I am creating parking, and then just pull into the spot. G park, so just a little reverse, and all good to go.
When you get premier parking spots, do you say anything to yourself?
I should probably say I am so lucky.
You should say that. You know what I say?
What do you say?
Pole position, prepare to qualify. that was a video game from a long time ago. You probably don't remember. Some of you might.
I played that game.
Oh, you remember pole position?
Yeah.
Pole position, prepare to qualify.
Yep.
So that's what I say when I pull into my lucky parking spots.
That's awesome.
I did it at the Y just this morning. Last thing would be coffee or some beverage or your lunch. So today I want you to set the intention that someone is either going to buy you coffee or they're going to buy you lunch. And what happens is you'll go out with someone and they'll be like, oh, hey, here, let me get it. And I want you to say to yourself, I am so lucky. Good?
In tomorrow's episode, I'm going to let you know that Adam paid for my lunch.
It's true. Already decided upon. So on tomorrow's show, we're going to talk about the impact. Or no, is that what it is?
Oh, we're going to be talking about
credit scores.
Yeah.
That's right. This is a fun, exciting conversation we're going to have around how to improve your credit scores and what to know about your credit scores, how to get them. And when you have a high one, why it'll make you more lucky. You dig?
I dig.
Yeah, that's good. We'll see you tomorrow, explorers.
See ya.
Mastery Podcast.